The life and sad ending of Nancy Walker. Nancy Walker, born Anna Myrtle Swoyer, was born on May 10, 1922, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the elder of two daughters of vaudevillian Dewey Bardo and Myrtle Fleming Lawler, a dancer. The couple wed in Manhattan in 1919. Nancy Walker and her father both stood at 4'11", 1.5 meters. Her younger sister, Betty Lou, born in 1930, had a brief musical career. In 1937, as Nan Bardo, Walker appeared on the NBC radio programs Coast to Coast, On a Bus, and Our Barn. She made her Broadway debut in 1941 in My Best Foot Forward. The role provided Walker with her film debut when she signed a contract with MGM to make a movie version starring Lucille Ball. In 1943, she also appeared with Mickey Rooney and Judy Garland in the second film version of Girl Crazy. Her next film, Broadway Rhythm, in which she had a featured musical number backed by Tommy Dorsey and his orchestra, Milkman, Keep Those Bottles Quiet, ended Walker's contract with Metro. Her dry comic delivery enabled her to continue acting throughout the 1940s and 50s, originating the roles of Hildy Esterhazy, I Can Cook Too, in On the Town, 1944, and Lily Malloy in Look Ma, I'm Dancing, in 1948, on Broadway. She was nominated for a Tony Award in 1956 for her work in the musical revue Phoenix 55, and again in 1960 for her performance in Do Re Mi, opposite Phil Silvers. Walker also starred in the short-lived Broadway musical comedy Copper and Brass in 1957, and appeared in the 1958 New York City Center production of Wonderful Town. For the early 1970s revival of A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum, she appeared again opposite Silvers, playing the character of Damina. Owing to her television contractual responsibilities, she was unable to transfer the show to Broadway. Her musical appearances led to record releases, including I Hate Men, 1959, with Sid Bass and his orchestra. The cover featured Walker humorously sticking male daws with pins. Dozens of television guest appearances and recurring roles followed, providing her with steady work. Her career spanned decades and included comedies, dramas, and television variety shows, such as Faye Emerson's Wonderful Town, The Gary Moore Show, and The Carol Burnett Show. In the 1960-61 television season, she appeared in 2 episodes of NBC's The Tab Hunter Show. In 1970, she secured a recurring role as Emily, the housekeeper, on the television series Family Affair, which starred Brian Keith. However, after 4 seasons, the ratings of Family Affair had plummeted opposite NBC's popular The Flip Wilson Show, and the series was canceled at the end of that season. In 1970, she also made her first appearance playing Ida Morgenstern, the mother of Valerie Harper's character Rhoda Morgenstern, in the first season of The Mary Tyler Moore Show. The role proved to be ideal for her. The episode which introduced her character, Support Your Local Mother, was so well received that it won an Emmy for Outstanding Writing Achievement in a Comedy Series for James L. Brooks and Alan Burns. Walker thereafter became an annual guest star on the show for the next 3 years. From 1971 to 1976, she was a regular on the successful Rock Hudson detective series Macmillan and Wife, playing Macmillan's housekeeper, Mildred. During the first 2 years of Rhoda, Walker was not featured every week, so she was able to shuttle back and forth between the CBS sitcom and the NBC detective series. These 2 roles brought her 7 Emmy Award nominations. In 1976, ABC TV offered Walker a contract to headline her own series, The Nancy Walker Show, which was produced by Norman Lear's production company, in which she starred as Nancy Kittredge, a talent agent. Walker appeared on a second season episode of The Muppet Show. Before she filmed the first episode of the series, Walker made her only appearance on Rhoda for the 1976-77 season. In the season premiere, Separation, Rhoda, played by Valerie Harper, and her husband Joe, David Groh, decide to separate. For her performance in this episode, Walker was nominated for an Emmy Award for Outstanding Single Performance by a Supporting Actress in a Comedy or Drama Series. The Nancy Walker Show premiered on ABC TV in late 1976 in September. It received poor reviews and low ratings and was canceled in December of the same year. Almost immediately, Gary Marshall signed Walker for another series, Blanksy's Beauties. The main character of the series was introduced a week before the series premiere in the episode of the hit sitcom Happy Days. The show premiered on ABC TV in February 1977, with Walker playing Nancy Blanksy, den mother to a group of Las Vegas showgirls. It failed to find an audience and was canceled in May 1977, giving Walker the unenviable distinction of being in two failed series in the same year. She returned to Rhoda at the beginning of the 1977-78 season, giving the show a much-needed boost in the ratings, which had fallen the previous year, and she remained with the series for the rest of its run. During this time, she began directing, including episodes of The Mary Tyler Moore Show, Rhoda, 13 Queens Boulevard, and Alice. One of Walker's last major film roles was in the 1976 all-star comedy spoof Murder by Death. She continued to remain active in show business until her death, playing Rosie, a New Jersey diner waitress in a series of commercials for Bounty paper towels from 1970 to 1990. She helped make the product's slogan, "The Quicker Picker Upper," a common catchphrase. She credited the towel commercials with landing her the role of Ida Morgenstern. Among her final guest appearances in a television series was the recurring role of Aunt Angela, Sophia Petrillo's, played by Estelle Getty, widowed sister on The Golden Girls, for which she received an Emmy Award nomination. In 1990, Walker began starring on the Fox sitcom True Colors as Sarah Bauer, the outspoken mother of Ellen Davis Freeman, played by Stephanie Faraci, who moves into Ellen's household despite having objections to her daughter's interracial marriage. In 1990, Walker appeared as herself in the Columbo episode Uneasy Lies the Crown. In her personal life, Nancy Walker married twice. She had a daughter, Miranda, with her second husband, musical theater teacher David Craig. David Craig died in 1998 at the age of 75 from lung cancer. A lifelong smoker, sadly, Walker died from lung cancer in Studio City, Los Angeles on March 25, 1992, aged 69. Until shortly before her death, she had continued to work on True Colors, but had only appeared in half of the second season's episodes due to her declining health. She was cremated, and her ashes were scattered in the Virgin Islands.